Lisa, coming back to you from a development coach standpoint, that's such an interesting point, because I had remembered in my college career, there were a lot of coaches that were really good at recruiting. Mm-hmm. And you'd see them over to your house if you're a recruit. They'd come out, take you out to dinner, and boy, you'd think that's great. But what you didn't realize, and you wouldn't see Doc Counsilman doing that almost ever. And the reason why is he was back with his team, training his team. Now, if you put yourself on the other foot, now you're in school and that coach is out recruiting somebody else instead of being there at practice. So when you look with it like a coach like you were, and this is one of the things that really made a great connection with you and I, is you're a great developer, right? That's what you do for our athletes here, things like that, right? But there's other coaches that are not development coaches. We call them more procurement coaches, where they go out and kind of buy or pay for speed, right? The speed of that athlete. And because maybe they don't know how to do that, but maybe they're really good at getting them there. What's the difference in the experience, in your opinion, of an athlete going through a program like yours where they're developing over 4 years versus getting kind of hired in and then kind of, not really tended as much?
Yeah, it's important to know going in, because who doesn't like to progress, right? So, you want to make sure that, the athletes in the program are getting better from year to year. I think that's really an important thing to your happiness when you get there as a student athlete. There's different things. Again, if you have the ability to, just have all the scholarship money that you're looking for and just, go and find people and bring them in, that's great. But that's not the reality a lot of times in swimming. So if you're not developing the athletes, you're making a mistake, I can't say that we didn't have our top athletes that, their time was where I needed it to be and we brought them in, but there were certainly a slew of other people who, and they got developed as well, obviously, but there were certainly a slew of other swimmers who were not, as fast as you developed into good quality, conference athletes that scored well for us down the road. So, I think most coaches are many coaches are looking for a combination of both of them. And if you're in that position where you can just, select the people that you want and bring them in, I would hope that you would also help them progress as well. But, in doing research, I think a lot of times about colleges, once you have your list narrowed down, I would start looking at, who is helping their athletes progress. Because, when it comes to motivation, if you're not progressing, it's really hard to stay motivated throughout 4 years of college swimming if you don't see yourself getting faster throughout all your work. How
would they go about doing that? And Leslie, you feel welcome to jump in on it if your service does some of that. But how do you measure and see like a progression ratio inside a school? Lisa, or
Leslie, you want to take that? You probably have a more streamlined way than I would do it.
Or as a swimmer.
Well, I guess you can just take individual swimmers and their events from year to year. You can look and see on SwimCloud, you can see what their progression is. But the other thing that social media has gotten pretty good at is some of the schools really highlight the swimmers that have done well. I noticed Cal did that. Arizona recently, they'll take a swimmer and they'll say, this is what the swimmer swam in high school. This is what they did their freshman year, and now they're a senior and they're dropping again. So
how do they find that information? That's on SwimSwam, you said?
It's on SwimCloud, but also the individual schools are promoting their success stories. They're showing that they're actually still developing their swimmers, because they know that, like Lisa said, it's pretty demoralizing to be a good swimmer and get somewhere and then stay stagnant for 4 years. So the schools that are doing it well are promoting it.
Right. Yeah. Even if you're first in the world when you enter, if you remain just at that same time for 4 years, like you said, it is kind of, tough, a very long 4 years going the same speed, because people really like progression. So when you look for coaches, this is one thing, folks, you want to look for coaches that cause progression. And to be able to do that, you may want to talk to the swimmers there. Mainly, you're looking for progression in their primary event. Now, you may have some off events that really build, that's great. But you look for in the primary event, have the average swimmer, how much progression they get over a 4-year period. I think that's a great thing for promotion for colleges. So if colleges says, here's our percentage of progression in primary event, you'd see a massive ability to now say, oh, look what, what they're doing to develop athletes. And you'd reduce the amount of the side where they're just purchasing speed and not developing it from there. Thank you so much, folks. I hope this really helped. I really appreciate Leslie and Lisa being with us. That was phenomenal. Thank you so much.
If you would like more information about college swimming consulting, please click the link below to get in touch with Leslie Lucas, who will personalize your recruiting experience for you and help you find the school for you.